Hello, this is Santiago Leon. I am the founder and president of Sleon Productions. Sleon Productions is a web apps video AI agency. We create websites, web apps, also apps for mobile device like iOS and Android. And we also do video productions where we do video for social media and whatnot. And now we're doing AI consulting where we help out companies automate through AI. Today, we're going to talk about HTML basics. If you ever wonder how do you create a website, what is what are the tools? You didn't know how to do it, but today we're going to walk you guys through the basics of HTML and help you build your first ever web page. What is HTML? HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. It's a standard language used to create web pages. Think of it as a skeleton of a web page. It structures your content so browsers know how to display it. What is a browser? Browsers are like Chrome, Safari, Mozilla, Firefox, those browsers that you use pretty much every day. Many of you ask, what is the best software or how do you create a website? What software do you use? Well, you could use your simple Mac text edit app. You can use, if you're a Windows person, you could go to Notepad and create a website. Yes, from there, but it's a little bit more technical, a little bit more difficult, but you can do it through those free apps that your computer has. But I use Adobe Dreamweaver. Dreamweaver was one of the first code editors. It actually came to be around when the internet started. Uh, Toby, which you probably know through Photoshop, acquired Dreamweaver back in the day in the zeros, and they do go a good job with Dreamweaver. Some of you guys use Visual Code Editor and whatnot, but I still use Dreamweaver. I think it's good because you're able to code and also see what's going on live. So you're able to see what's going on rather than going back and forth with the browser. So we're here in Dreamweaver. I'm going to open up a new file. I'm going to select HTML. And on the left side, you can see the code editor, and the right side, the visual editor. So whatever I code here, we'll see live how it will look like in your browser. So the first line of code, well, first of all, HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language, and they use tags. Tags can tells the browser what each part of your content is, whether it's a heading, a paragraph, a link, or an image. So when you open up a new file on your editor or in Dreamweaver, the first line you see is talk type HTML. It tells the browser we're using HTML5. That's the first line. Then the next line of code, you're going to see HTML tag, which is the root of the document. Then it's the head tag, which contains info about the page, like the title, the meta tags, what should be displayed on your browser and whatnot. It's kind of like a back end thing, but you also see in the front end, which I'll show you later. And then you got the most important tag, which I call the sandwich, the body tag, which holds all the visible content on the page. Let's go first, type in our code, and we're going to create a heading tag, which is pretty much title tag. So I'm going to put open caret H1. So more like the lower the heading number is, the larger the font size it is. So H1 close caret, and then Dreamweaver automatically puts the closing tag. So I'm going to put in welcome world, which is a very common internet tutorial. And then what if you want to add a paragraph? You add a paragraph tag, a P tag, which stands for paragraph. And you put in welcome to the internets, but only 2025. And then you can see it live. And if you want to have another paragraph, you do the same thing. This is paragraph number 2. You see on the right side. All right, those are P tags. How do you add a link, Santiago? Well, really easy. You go line, you're gonna type in the A tag, which is for the links. So open caret A, and you put href. That's to add the link. And we're gonna add your favorite website, Google. And then close it. And then when you see all that, oh, okay, the link's there. Not really, because if you go on the right, nothing's there. Because you got to put text to describe that link. Google, click me. Boom. You see it right there. Beautiful. So that's how you add a link, href, and the text. How do you add an image, Santiago? Really easy. Open caret, img, source, and then you're going to hit browse. So you're going to go into your computer. You're going to select an image. I'm going to select a cool image of beach shore. And then you're going to actually take a document relative to your document. Say first, yes, go ahead. Yes. Save it in your desktop, wherever is good. I'm going to save it here. So there you have it, the image. I know it's pretty big, but we'll worry about that in later tutorials. So once you got the source, make sure that you close it. Close the tag. Very important. Cool. How do you add a list, an order list, like a bullet point list? Really easy. So you start in UL, which means unordered list, creates the closing tag, and then the points is actually the LI tag. Point number 1, boom, you see it all here at the bottom. And then let's go to point 2, and let's add another one. You guys wanted to have 3 points at least, so I understand. There you have it. That's HTML tags. Now, for Dreamweaver, you can create the tags through Dreamweaver rather than memorizing all these tags. So let's say for H1, you can go to Insert, go to Heading. Let's say select Header 2, which is a lower font number from H1. You see it there. And if you want to add a paragraph, go to Insert, Paragraph, this content for P tag. And then if you want to add a link, same thing, hyperlink. Let's call it LinkedIn. Then go to https linkedin.com. Make sure you add the HTTPS, very important. And then the image, we won't go to their image again, but if you want to add a list, go to Insert, Unordered List, and there you have it. And then you could put Insert List Item and blah. It's all there. And then how do you preview, Santiago? Well, then you got to preview by going to File, Real-Time Preview, and select the browser, which we won't do that today. Well, there you have it. That's HTML basics. If you have any questions, you contact me at sleonproductions.com, or you could reach my email at sleon@sleonproductions.com. So if you have any questions, any troubleshooting, shoot me an email, and I'd love to answer it live on a video, perhaps. That's my email, sleon@sleonproductions.com. So, and if you have any more insight on my company, any of my needs, you can always go to sleonproductions.com. I am Santiago Leon. Glad to help, and watch out for the next video.